Trump is increasingly unstable and unhinged. And he is out for unchecked power. That's what he's looking for.
He's the one who talks about an enemy within, an enemy within, talking about the American people.
On the stump and within her interview with Fox News as well, Vice President Kamala Harris sowing fear about Donald Trump's intentions and state of mind if elected. No question the Democratic nominee is targeting the independent and Republican voters concerned that she's speaking the truth. Of course, it wasn't all positive for Harris as seen in this exchange with Bret Baier.
How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but
right now,
just a number. Do you think it's 1 million, 3 million?
Bret, let's just get to the point. Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be repaired.
Folks, as someone who has been asking politicians questions for nearly 40 years, I feel confident in saying that was a dodge and a public refusal to take any degree of responsibility. Panel, agree or disagree? Marcus?
I don't know. I thought the interview was a pretty good interview. I thought that they had a good back and forth. I thought it was, I thought it was important, and I've heard this mentioned by him and even in the opening phrase about what she's alleging about Donald Trump or what the author is alleging about Donald Trump. No, these are not things that they're making up. These are things that the defense secretary, these are things that the generals that worked side by side with him have said about him. And America should pay attention that this man is very dangerous. We can sit here and pontificate about this interview. We can sit here and go back and forth about whether she dodged the question or not. But the reality of it is Donald Trump is a threat to the United States of America, as the people we have put in place to protect America have stated clearly, point blank.
April Aguirre, was the vice president's response on the border question adequate for you? Did it fall short?
It fell short, and I'm going to tell you why. When we speak about what the other person did, you're taking away from what you have done. Let's talk about positive or negative things that we have done. So why did we remove the Remain in Mexico policy? What does that have to do with Donald Trump? You have to own up to what you've done. And that is directly something that the Harris and Biden administration did. They removed the Remain in Mexico policy. And that has contributed to the increased migration into this country. And it's wrong.
Paul Castro, in our lives, when we screw up, we own it. But politicians just simply won't. And it goes on both sides. Did you see that there? And, should she have to carry the load for what happened in terms of the 10, 11, 12 million folks that came in?
Yeah, so I think what happened there is she's trying to not throw Biden under the bus, and she should. She should definitely separate herself from Biden and say, this has been a mess up. We've seen what's happened, and here's my plan to fix it. But rather, what she's spending her time doing is dodging and not answering directly. I think that's a major problem. People see that, and because that is the #1 issue, and I've been telling my Democratic friends this for 4 years, run to this, fix this. Their misunderstanding has been that they would lose the Hispanic vote if they went to go fix this. That's the opposite of what's actually happening. And because they haven't paid attention to anybody other than the most extreme advocates on the left, they're completely getting bludgeoned to death by this, and honestly, they kind of deserve it.
All right, Chris, during that interview, Kamala Harris also said this will not be a continuation of the Biden presidency. Very clear about that. Your thoughts here?
So I think she feels that she can't throw Joe Biden under the bus, and she felt like she can't say Joe made a mistake. Mm-hmm. And I somewhat agree with that, because then she would then the rest of her campaign be defending her separation from Joe, and that'd be the only topic of conversation. And she doesn't want to do that for the rest of this campaign. I think that's where she was. And I thought Marcus did a great job of showing exactly what a politician does when you don't want to answer the question. That's exactly what you did. But you have to dance when you're running for office. And what Bret Baier was just doing was trying to get her to put that number out there, so that that's what all people would be saying is Kamala Harris said they let 3 million people into the country, and she couldn't say that number.
20 seconds.
It rises far above 3 million or even 6 million based on what we know. She certainly was deflecting, but it's not just because she needs to differentiate or protect Joe Biden. She was assigned to try to do something about the border, try to find these root causes and solve the border crisis several years ago, and she obviously didn't do it.